Thank you all for coming. I want to welcome everybody to the 2023 Design Excellence Awards. My name is Paul Mortensen, and I'm Senior Urban Designer in the Director's Office and also the lead on the Design Excellence Program here at Montgomery County Planning. I'm also your host for tonight, so I hope that's okay. We're going to be celebrating design both in Montgomery County and from our region's best architects. Since we began the Design Excellence Program within the Planning Department, tremendous changes have occurred through our regulatory reviews, the introduction of design advisory panels in both Bethesda and Silver Spring, and through our master planning process, through the reworking of our county general plan and the creation of Thrive Montgomery 2050, and through continued growth of this program that we're having tonight. With our developable land in the county dwindling, Design Excellence plays a most important role in the creation of complete communities through physical design in support of a thriving public realm. Design Excellence keeps us competitive within the region and helps to create a more inclusive, resilient, and equitable county that is economically, socially, and environmentally sustainable for generations to come. This year's Design Excellence submissions, and especially the winners, are projects that meet these high standards and help to form a most beautiful Montgomery County. Through your attendance at this event and your support through design and development within our county, we sincerely thank you for your continued support in Design Excellence. Thank you very much. In addition to handing out Design Excellence Awards, tonight's ceremony will also honor recipients of the AIA Potomac Valley Chapter Excellence in Design Awards. So let's get started. I would like to introduce the Acting Planning Director of Montgomery County Planning, Tanya Stern, to open up with a few welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Paul, and good evening. Glad to have you all here for this great event tonight. So I am so happy to be here with you tonight to honor great works in architecture and urban design. I'm so glad to continue our department's great relationship with the Potomac Valley chapter of the AIA. Promoting the physical design of our buildings, landscapes, parks, and streets in an equitable and sustainable way is a major part of everything we do in Montgomery County and meets the goals established in our Thrive Montgomery 2050 General Plan. 8 years ago, Montgomery Planning started our Design Excellence Initiative to raise the quality of design throughout this county. Thrive Montgomery 2050 has an entire chapter about design and how its functional and aesthetic aspects can enhance quality of life and help us to create complete walkable communities. Functional considerations of site design dictate where structures are placed and how they connect to the sidewalks, streets, and spaces around them to facilitate movement, social interaction, and physical activity. Aesthetic aspects of design influence how the streets and spaces look and feel to create beauty and a sense of place and inclusion. The design of the architecture then frames and supports these most important places. Excellent design creates value in our neighborhoods and showcases the great cultural diversity of our county. This helps the public realm be more inclusive and welcoming, which strengthens community equity. You are the designers and creators of many of the county's outstanding public places and the buildings that shape our landscapes. Thank you for bringing your artistry to Montgomery County, and congratulations to all of tonight's Design Excellence winners. And now I have the pleasure of introducing our Montgomery County Planning Board Chair, Artie Harris, to share some words.
Thank you, Tanya, and thanks to all of you for coming out tonight for our award Design Excellence Program. It's good to see so many familiar faces from my previous life as a developer, and welcome to our lovely LEED Platinum building. And thank you for filling the chamber tonight. We don't have these many people in our board meetings lately, so thank you so much. This is an evening to recognize and celebrate the great achievements in urban design and architecture and that make Montgomery County such a great place to live and work and play and visit. Thank you to everyone in this room for continuing to move us forward. As you may know, I became the new Montgomery County Planning Board Chair this summer. It's been a pleasure reviewing and improving many development plans over the past few months with wonderful designs. It's amazing to me how important architecture design and its relationships to streets and public places create really meaningful and equitable neighborhoods and communities. One of my and my fellow board members' main goals here is to continue to promote residential development to support wonderful downtown, suburban, and rural neighborhoods. Also, I look forward to seeing more of you and your work in the future. I'd like to thank the AIA Potomac Valley Chapter for your continued partnership. We're so grateful for your support of the Design Excellence Awards and its mission. Thank you, Montgomery Planning, all the planning and the planning staff, and Paul, for your hard work in organizing tonight's ceremony and for making sure the creativity and innovation of design in the county is recognized and supported. Congratulations to all our tonight's winners, and thank you again for bringing these excellent designs to Montgomery County. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Tanya and Artie. I also want to welcome our entire planning board who's here tonight. Besides Chair Harris, we have Vice President Mitra Pedawim and members Sean Bradley, James Hedrick, and Josh Linden. We want to thank the entire board for attending. This is very great. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Potomac Valley Chapter President Graham Thomas for the next awards. Thanks.
Okay. Well, I'd like to welcome you all here tonight and start by saying, how pleased we are to be partnering with Montgomery County Parks and Planning again this year. This is actually our 6th year of co-hosting the event, and we appreciate the synergy and the excitement that this partnership creates. We also appreciate being in this beautiful building, which is a great venue for this, and appreciate the building tour provided by Gensler and recognizing that. But I'd like to thank all of you, the architects, developers, landscape architects, owners, and others who have participated in both the awards programs tonight. We know it's not easy submitting all of these entry packages. It takes time and effort, a lot of work, particularly when you're moving on and doing other things. But it's a great way to share what each of you is proud of. And I think as architects, and as Paul sort of mentioned, and we as architects have a tremendous impact and a tremendous duty of care to society and everything in what we do. As a profession, we provide something where everybody's lives are touched by what we do. Everybody is in a building, everybody appreciates it. So here we're like maybe Academy Awards, Emmys, whatever. The only advantage is you know who won. So there won't be any disappointed faces here tonight. But I'd also like to offer special thanks to our Celebrate Design sponsors, whose support for this tonight's event, is greatly appreciated. And what I'd like to do is please to stand up and be recognized when I call out your name, and we'll do that. So we have our bar sponsor. I don't think that's you, Jonathan, but Cass Engineering, Please. Our napkin sketch contest sponsors, Lee Shoemaker and Grim and Parker. Our sustainability sponsor is Ernst Mayr. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. Our emerging leader sponsors are Precision Property Measurements and Potomac Edison. Right at the back there. Appreciate it. And probably the most important sponsor, the dessert sponsor, which happens to be, of course, because you can get the pick, Luteria Thomas. Our benefactor sponsors, GTM Architects and Pella Windows. Our patron sponsors, LAC Arch and Norton Engineering. So again, thank you very much to all of you who have supported this event, and we appreciate it. You know, we couldn't really have done it without you. We also want to thank the AIA Potomac Valley's annual partners who support all our programs throughout the year and are such an important part of our community. If you hold your applause till the end of this, and then we'll have one collective round of applause. So our annual partners for the Silver Partners, Ernst Mayr, Pella Mid-Atlantic, and Potomac Edison. The Cran Partners, Anderson Windows and Doors, Finecraft, and Precision Property Measurement, and T.W. Perry. Social Event Partner, Rockwool, Bronze Partner, Cosentini, and the architecture firm partners, Bates Architects, Grim and Parker, and Luteria Thomas, and MSB Architects. Again, we thank you all for your support, and we can now have a round of applause. So we all know, our focus, and why many of you are here tonight, is looking at the best of the current architecture in our region, both in Montgomery County and the Potomac Valley. But first, we want to take a moment to recognize the winners of our Emerging Professional Awards program. EPAP is entering its third year and has provided a great way for us to tap the talents of our fellows and provide mentoring for our younger professionals. And I'm going to ask Carl Elefante, FAIA, former president of Potomac Valley, also past president of AIA Maryland, and also president of AIA National. And he's going to tell us more about this initiative. Carl?
Well, thank you very much, Graham. It's a pleasure to be here, and I just want to add a +1 to how wonderful it is to have Potomac Valley Chapter and Montgomery Planning doing this programming together. It really means a great deal to both of our communities. It's really a wonderful thing we're doing together. Let's keep it up. It's a real pleasure to be here tonight to talk about this Emerging Professionals Awards program. We're all here because we believe in making a stronger profession. And the way that we do that is by having stronger firms. And as we, the fellows of AIA Potomac Valley Chapter, thought about what could we do to help stronger firms, it was let's focus on helping to develop the next generation of leaders. And that's what this program is about. I can tell you without any equivocation whatsoever that the young men and women who have been part of this program are stellar, and that our profession is in amazing shape. So we're so happy to have had the opportunity to really engage our firms and engage these young leaders. I want to thank my fellow fellows. I don't think that's redundant. I think that said that right. Randy Steiner, Stephen Parker, Ralph Bennett, Tom Jester. And this year, we're adding to the list Bill Mallory, our newest fellow from the chapter, who will also participate as a mentor in this program. To tell you a little bit more about the program, I'd like to invite a member of the 2023 class of emerging professionals to come and tell you her perspective on this program, Caitlin Smith with Torty Gallis. And while Caitlin's on her way up here, I just want to recognize that Zach Klipstein, who is also here from Torty Gallis, this is not an only Torty Gallis program, I swear, is also here tonight. So thanks for being here, Zach. Caitlin?
Hello, everyone. I am Caitlin Smith. I am with Torty Gallis & Partners, and I was part of the EPAP class of 2023. This program has just been a wonderful experience for all of us. It's been a program about connections and forging mentorships and friendships and having a really tight-knit cohort. It's been a lot of fun with this group. The program's really given us opportunities we probably wouldn't have had at this point in our career. We've done Civic Lab with AIA Baltimore. We've gone to the AIA National Conference, the Women's Leadership Summit, lots of events, both local and national events. And we've been able to bring a lot of that back to our firms and start initiatives at our firms and advance our careers, within the firm and outside of the firm. And we've done a lot of networking along the way. At the beginning of the year, we decided as a group that we wanted to do a singular project together. That has turned into a collection of interviews of over 30 amazing women across the industry and across the country, including the AIA National Leadership. This collection of interviews we're working on right now to forge it down to a singular collection. So be on the lookout for a future AIA newsletter. We'll be sending it out hopefully later this year. And with that, really just thank you to the EPAP mentors. It's been a really wonderful program, and we're really looking forward to seeing what the 2024 class has to do. Thank you.
So now we'd like to introduce the class of 2024, and I'd like to do that with the help of our two sponsors who have really made this program possible. So Justin Yoder, if you would come up from Precision Property Measurements, and Katie Irwin, I know you're way in the back there, but if you could make your way up on behalf of Potomac Edison. So we have 5 fellows and 5 EPs for the year, which is what we did again this year in 2023. And as I say your name, please come up. So first is Nicholas DeBella, who is with Minor Feinstein Architects. And Nick works on affordable housing and sustainable design and is a Terp. Go Terps. And we're going to do photo ops at some point in this. To keep things rolling here, number 2 is Zhuang Li, who is with Horde, Copeland, and Mock. And Zhuang is actually the newest graduate member of this year's class, a recent graduate from the University of Maryland, go Terps. And he is going to lead us in the reverse mentoring because he does things like carbon modeling. So we're ready to learn how to do those things. And actually I have to tell you, there's been a lot of reverse mentoring going on with this program. Next is Christy Malger. There you are. I'm not sure I've heard this firm before, something like Luterio Thomas, something like that, okay. Actually I have to say that, Christie's work with metro and airport work and things like that is like, oh my gosh, who gets to do this stuff? It's amazing. We let her in even though she's from Tulane and Catholic University. Next is Stephen Rosenfelder with Grimm and Parker. And Stephen is going to mentor us because he's simply better at everything and more experienced than any of us fellows are. He's a project manager and also BIM manager on many projects like housing projects. And we also let him in despite the fact that he's from Virginia Tech. And, right, and then last but not least, we have Nathaniel White, who's with us from GTM Architects. And Nathaniel does a lot of work on housing and commercial projects, and actually, I think is more excited about mentorship to learn how to mentor than any person we've ever had in one of our classes before. And he's from East Carolina and UNC Charlotte. So welcome our 2024 class of emerging professionals.
All right, thank you, Graham, and thank you, Carl. What a great group of young designers and future architects. So each year of our awards, the planning department chooses 5 of the best architects, planners, developers in the Washington, D.C. region to form an independent jury to select winners. This year's independent jury is Evan Goldman, who's Vice President of Land Acquisition and Development for EYA, Marina Khoury, partner of DPZ Co-Design and director of the DPZ's Washington region, Georgianne Matthews, PhD, assistant professor of architecture at the University of Maryland, School of Architecture, Planning, and Preservation, Mark McInturf, you might have heard of him before, FAIA, is the founder of the Bethesda-based McInturf Architects, and Lee Quill, FAIA, is the founder and principal of Cunningham Quill Architects in Washington, D.C., and he is also this year's Design Excellence Jury Chair. Lee will be providing some comments from our jury this year during in our awards, which I think are very interesting. So this year, the jury charged with selecting winners, they had 2 Design Excellence Awards that they had to choose. In the categories we chose to highlight, which were architecture and urban design and multifamily residential. They were also given the opportunity to select projects that they think have unique and wonderful qualities that allow it to be recognized for an award of merit. This year, the jury has selected 3 projects to receive the award of merit. So present the first award of merit for architectural design. I want to welcome to the stand County Councilwoman Natalie Fanny Gonzalez.
Thank you, Paul. Good evening, everybody. My name is Natalie Fanny Gonzalez, and I welcome you to Wheaton, which is my district, and I live only like 2 minutes away. But it's not only exciting for me to be in Wheaton today, but also to be in the Park and Planning Commission. As you may know, I used to be a planning board member. My chair was just right there. And I have been in the Design Excellence Awards many, many years. So it's always a thrill to be among you all and present all these awards. So today I have the great honor to present the 2023 Merit Award for Architecture and Community to Good Hope Neighborhood Recreation Center in Silver Spring. The project architects are Zorn Design, and the developer was the Montgomery County Department of General Services. The Good Hope Neighborhood Recreation Center is a beautiful redevelopment of the old recreation center that offers the surrounding community a wide variety of sports activities, children's play areas, and enrichment classes. It also serves as a wonderful performing arts venue. The form of the building along Good Hope Road strengthens community connections and dramatically improves equal access to the center's amenities. It really is a wonderful neighborhood within this community. Thank you and congratulations on your standing work for that community.
Congratulations. So I get to give a little comments back. First of all, I'd just like to thank the jury, Paul, first of all, and then the jury. We had a great jury. Give you a little insight. When we got the drawings and the photos, et cetera, I figured it would be a pretty easy task, go through a few projects. We got about 1.5 inch thick submission package, and it was very hard. We had a lot of great discussions. And the nice thing was we had such a great group that we had great deliberations, and we had some challenges. There were a lot of very, very, very good projects, and you have to pick a few. So we moved forward. On this one, this project for us really struck home from its level of detailing. We really felt it was a very beautiful project. Its simplicity and the design quality of the details for this small building really captured all of us on the board. That was our jury. It was a beautiful minimalist project. The textures of the different materials really came forward. As you can see, I mean, the organization and the through light here, as you can see, it's just a beautifully detailed building. This was located on a kind of a suburban site, so it was interesting. This could have been in an urban context or suburban, but the way it was organized on the site, capturing the corner, set back a little bit, parking on the side, and then the play fields behind, was a wonderful way for site organization. And if you looked at the project, there wasn't a huge budget on this project, but they really executed this in an amazing way. This is what we really consider as a very good community building that fit well within its context, its natural landscape, and by its site arrangement, really put the parking on the the less impactful side than it would have been. So congratulations.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Sorg Design, and thank you, Councilmember Fanny Gonzalez. To present the next winner of the Merit Award for Architecture and Urban Design, please welcome County Council Vice President Andrew Friedson.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks to everybody for being here. This really is a great celebration of the private sector and the public sector working together to get great amenities for our communities. And it's really wonderful to be here. I know all my colleagues will be really excited when we're celebrating the Design Excellence Awards for the new County Council office building at some point in the future. We got a long way to go on that, but it's amazing to be in this incredible facility and really to celebrate the best of what Montgomery County has to offer. I am really honored to present the 2023 Merit Award for Architecture and Urban Design to a very well-known name in Montgomery County, the Marriott International Headquarters and Hotel in Bethesda. I was recently there visiting with the governor, so this is not just something that is being celebrated in Montgomery County, but statewide and around the country and throughout the world. And I can walk there and have walked there many times, and it has caused me to have some of my most challenging decisions, like do I go up to the Hip Flask on the roof, or do I stay at the 7th State and go to the indoor-outdoor bar and restaurant area there? But the architects are Gensler Architects, and the developers were Boston Properties and Bernstein Company. We are so happy that Marriott made a long-term commitment to stay in Montgomery County and to move their 3,000-person headquarters from a more isolated suburban site to a vibrant, walkable, mixed-use neighborhood with metro access in the heart of Bethesda. Not only does the two-building complex house the company's international headquarters, but it serves the public with a hotel, a conference center, restaurants, and a beautiful, vibrant public through-block plaza. The new headquarters complements the company's symbiotic relationship with the urban core that it now calls home, And it really is a shining example of what the future of Montgomery County as an urbanizing community really can be. We know this development will continue and generate tremendous value for Bethesda, for Montgomery County, and really for the region. And in many ways, it's why I often say that Bethesda is the center and Montgomery County is the center of the hospitality universe. This is really the core, and this project really has been at the center of it. So congratulations and thank you for everything that you do for Bethesda and for Montgomery County.
So I'm on again. So give you a little insight. When we're reviewing these projects, we do not have any idea who developers are or who the architects and the teams are. Now, some people may have known, but personally, I did not know that Gensler had designed this building. So what was interesting, and you guys have designed a few that I have known, we really loved on this particular project how the amenities of the first 3 floors gave back to Bethesda and to this plaza that ran between the 2 buildings. We love the open plaza on the ground floor. It was a generous space. It gave a very warm feeling as you went by. It was animated by the stairs and the amenities inside. So that's what the giving back was to as you're walking through this building and the site. The building had very good street face activity, and even the private corporate side of the through Black Passage was designed for maximum activity at the street level. So it was a really beautiful articulation of this particular area as a through block connector. The great lobby space was used for gathering, as you can see, and with the stair are often used for circulation, so you can see a lot of activity going up and down through the building. And this is all very well lit, even at night, so that you can feel safe, but also very interesting activity. We felt this was a really wonderful example of architecture, but also of urban design. So that's why we gave it one of the awards of merit, because it's just a project that needs to be exemplified in other examples. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So to present the 3rd and final award of merit for design, urban design, and landscape, I want to introduce and welcome Council President Evan Glass.
Thank you, Paul. Good evening, everybody. It is nice to be here with all of you, and I think there is either a majority or a near majority of my council colleagues who are here, which signifies to you how important your work is, how much we value the work of the Planning Board, and how important this is to the future of Montgomery County. And so I am so excited to present the Design Excellent Merit Award for Urban Design and Landscape, and to present that to Pike and Rose for their landscape design in North Bethesda. The landscape architect is Clinton and Rees, and the developer was Federal Realty Investment Trust with Streetwork Studio as the master planners. As you know, Pike and Rose is a great mixed-use development comprised of offices, residential, retail, and dining, and there's even a rooftop farm, if you didn't know that. To achieve maximum use and comfort, the project required a mixed green space with a designed, unified, downtown-like feel that made it feel like it had been there forever. The result was a central green and landscape design that promotes social interaction, is comfortable for people of all ages, and one that hosts concerts and festivals within its spaces. The lush landscape and furnishings, the playful water features, and integrated public art highlight local artisans, and it really achieves an overall goal of having a vibrant downtown setting. The combination of these environmentally friendly solutions solidifies the project's LEED Neighborhood Certified status, which was one of the first LEED neighborhood design recipients in the entire country. And at the time, Federal Realty and the county began this project, and I remember sitting at the Starbucks with Evan Goldman talking about this exciting project many years ago. The redevelopment of the large regional strip mall and parking lot into a mixed-use community was just the beginning of what we're trying to do here in the county. And it is a tremendous partnership. It is a wonderful place, and congratulations to our landscape designers.
So this was an interesting project because if you live in this region, you probably know this project. If you haven't, I don't know where you've been living under a rock. This has been used as a case study many, many times. But for many of us, it was the first time we really got into the details. We knew it was a wonderful project, but this time we had to give an award to different projects. So was this worthy? So as we looked at this, we really looked at it from a perspective of it's a wonderful assemblage of buildings, it's a great case study, but really what stood out to us was the urban design and the landscape approaches and treatments of this particular development project. We really felt this was a project that exemplifies place, it has a great identity, a great feel, and what was great is that it's multi-generational. Kids enjoy being out here, older people, mid-age, you name it, and it's just a wonderful feel. And we saw that in the slides that were presented, but also if you know the project. It doesn't feel like it's over-designed. It was designed with a very much of a natural feel to the place. It allows you to discover art along the many paths and walking areas, so there's a sense of discovery as you go through the project. And it's really a perfect example of how communities can be designed with a great deal of effort, of love, of care, and the money put in the creation of really strong public realm identity. Although the buildings are wonderful in their own right, it is really the public realm of the streets and the small and the large open spaces with their landscaping that really brings the greatest value of this project to the community. So highly recommend you visit Pike and Rose if you haven't, but you've seen it here. So congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Let's turn to the AIA Potomac Valley Awards. I would like to introduce the chairman of the AIA Potomac Valley Awards Committee, Scott Knutson, AIA, and AIA Potomac Valley President-elect Danielle Brooks, AIA, who will present the first set of AIA Potomac Valley Awards. That's a lot of AIAs. Here you go. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. I'm Scott Knutson. I have the pleasure of serving as the awards committee chair, and Danielle Brooks will be helping hand out the awards tonight. So this is a celebration of the work of our over 700 members who make up this chapter. And it's, a real pleasure to see the most innovative and noteworthy work. Really, all the submissions, even those that didn't win, are really the best work of this chapter. So if you have a chance to go online and see the rest of them, there's some great other projects as well. The process for selecting these projects is that each year they're reviewed blindly by a jury of our peers from another area. We select, typically our recent process is we select the head juror, and then they select the rest of the jury to create a diverse set of philosophical and ethnic and other perspectives on the projects. So our head juror this year is Jeff Huber of Brooks and Scarpa, which is an AIA gold medal firm, and the other jurors, and the rest are all from South Florida. Jose Lobo, AIA from SOW Design Studio, Margie Nothard of Glavovich Studio, I'm glad she's not here. Kristen Peacock of Peacock Architects, and Hanson Stewart of Stewart Architecture. There were 57 submissions this year, and 15 are receiving the Excellence in Design Awards. Before we get into those, we wanted to share some of the thoughts from Jeff Huber.
That discussion to emerge.
Well, how do you balance those when you're looking at it? Because I know there's there's been some concern amongst our members sometimes that, we don't want a project that did fabulously in these other realms, but looks like a dog to win.
Well, yeah, no, and that's always, I know, a challenge when you're getting into, where you have those metrics. But, there's the measurable, kind of the quantitative and the qualitative metrics that we were kind of looking at. And at the end of the day, it's the design awards, right? So we have to ultimately make sure that design excellence and that it's, it kind of goes back to what I was saying, demand side versus supply side thinking. When I'm looking at it, how is this changing our profession? How is it elevating our profession? How is it making, myself like say, wow, I'm gonna, the old adage that goes, good poets borrow, or at least bad poets borrow, good poets or great poets steal, right? If I can see something, I'm like, wow, that's an amazing detail. And if I'm seeing things that kind of are just striking and put us in awe, I mean, clearly that's, that for me is a way that I'm interested, so we were kind of balancing that with the other side, right? I mean, how's this framework? How is it serving the community? How is it creating a place for people? How is it going ahead and creating a new model for a way that we think as architects, or how can we remake a place? And so there were several amazing projects, I think, that were kind of in that realm this year that may not have been significant architecturally speaking. Like they may not make the cover of Architectural Record, but are they game changers? Yes, because they may be shifting and looking at sprawl repair of a suburban strip mall and how to make that a place that was all about the automobile and retrofitting it to be about people in a place that's unique and has an experience and creates an environment that's welcoming and begins to stitch back into the community around it. And so those were some of the projects I think that we found profoundly interesting. But again, flipping that, and found some of the projects that were amazing from the detail, the craft, the design itself, that were absolutely amazing too. And so there was a fine balance. I think it really did have to depend on the project. And again, I would say there was some healthy debate, through.
So for those of you that don't know what he's referring to, is AIA National has implemented a design excellence criteria, and it's been a little bit controversial in some circles. And he's just talking about how do we balance that seems like metrics against the subjective valuation of the designs. The full, probably almost hour-long conversation with Jeff will be on the website, so you can also check that out sometime. But let's get on with tonight's winners. We've got a lot of ground to cover. We're going to have to speed up the speaking because you're going to have to listen fast. But as I call your name, come on up, and Danielle will hand you the award. We want to give you the due consideration of the great work we've done. We also want to give everyone else the courtesy of moving along fast. So we're going to try to strike that balance. After you get your award, you'll go back out the door and downstairs for your photo, and then come on back up in case you get another award. So let's start with our special recognition awards, which go to projects that presented an exceptional feature that the jury felt was deserving of a specific honor. First one is the special recognition for adaptive reuse to Casa Venezuela for Cube architecture. A couple from Venezuela wanted to transform their home into a modern, open, light-filled space. And they requested a home that allowed the easy flow of guests from indoor to out. And the design intent was to keep the expanded house efficient and create front-to-rear visual and spatial connections. The various ceiling heights and use of color create a three-dimensional space within an otherwise simple block of volumes. The jury felt that the creative interior design deserves special recognition as an example of adaptive reuse of an existing space, creatively inspires upon entering, with its spatial expansiveness, innovative introduction of light, materials, and color palette. So we'll ship that award out in the FedEx. Special recognition for the sustainable design and the use of daylighting goes to Graceland Park O'Donnell Heights, the elementary and middle school, and Holabird Academy. These are two net zero energy LEED Platinum replacement schools that integrate teaching, learning, and equitable, sustainable design in a resource-constrained district of Baltimore City Schools. Learning opportunities in the buildings prepare the scholars for clean energy and STEM careers. And with identical footprints, both schools have collaborative learning spaces, but also their own character, and they reflect their community. The jury felt that two aspects deserve special recognition. First, the use of natural daylighting to create a vibrant and conducive environment for learning. And second, this was a prototype for a net zero educational facility integrating sustainable practices into every aspect of the design and operation. So really should serve as a beacon of innovation. So thank you. Special recognition for innovative design to SK&I Architecture for the Marin. It's the second phase of a 6-acre, 4-building riverfront development, on the Anacostia. Takes full advantage of its location at the waterfront. The 13-story multifamily mixed-use tower is on the site of a former cement plant in southeast DC, and is right between Nationals Park and the Anacostia. The LEED Gold building accentuates its prime location, site history, and unique neighborhood through its form and material selection. And the jury said that this solution of lifting the architecture to appear to be floating, supported with angled pipe columns, works well to integrate and connect the plaza. And that recessed podium you can see there also enhances the sense of arrival and entry to the building, while the sawtooth facade provides a playful and animated display of reflection. So, thank you. And we go up to the next level, merit. This recognizes projects that demonstrate a level of design exemplifying superior achievement. I love that word. It's very subjective. The first goes to Lee and Company for the dairy market at Cunningham Quill. So, tracing its roots back to 1912, the Monticello Ice Cream Company began as a one-room ice cream business in Charlottesville. And today, the reimagined dairy, now named Dairy Market, includes a food hall, office building addition, and functions as a thriving community resource that champions small business entrepreneurs and the Virginia farm-to-table culinary industry. The former brownfield site achieved LEED Silver version 4, Building Design and Construction Core and Shell certification. The jury felt that the dairy market provides a holistic approach from incorporating the local community in the process to the adaptive reuse of the building. The design emphasizes the elegance of preservation and sustainability in the modern age. So there we go. And a merit award to the Brookville Cottage ADU for Mish Bose. This project is an adaptive reuse of an early 20th century cinder block garage. It is located in a town that's on the National Register of Historic Places, and there have been 3 adaptive reuses since the property last changed hands. Phase 1 was a transformation into an architecture studio. Second was an accessory dwelling unit, and currently a cottage with a music studio in the main space. Historic reviews and permitting for the additions were actually a challenge. The jury commented that the project is a sensitive adaptive reuse design, incorporating resilient choices. It's a demonstration of the positive impact that ADUs can have in providing owners with flexibility for additional space, income, expanded family choices, and a lowered carbon footprint. Thanks, Nick. Merit award to the Kentlands Market Square by Mushinsky Volsky and Associates. Kentlands Market Square presents a series of strategic place-based interventions intended to reposition and prime a conventional surface-parked retail center for the successional urbanism that was originally envisioned by the original Kentlands Master Plan. It's intended to increase the diversity of land uses, improve walkability, and promote the vibrant street life and community identity over time. The project demonstrates how modest but powerful design strategies can make major impacts in the evolution of the built environment and community placemaking. The jury called this a great model for sprawl repair, and as an urban design solution, the project takes on the strip mall and converts it into a place for people rather than cars. It's a great strategy, showing that design with a scalpel rather than a hatchet can have a totalizing effect. Good job. And the Merit Award to the Corten Treehouse by Colleen Healy Architecture. This deck-style split-level home was dark inside with very few windows facing the front. And the site's secluded nature created opportunities for exposure, allowing them to blur the boundaries of the home with elements like a 15-foot glass door that pockets completely into the wall. Very nice. Cedar siding to match the existing house was used for the addition and was paired with Corten steel to blend into the wooded site. The jury said, "This is a beautiful and harmonious merging of human design and the natural world. With a strong emphasis on aesthetics and attention to detail, the design provides a serene and inviting living space that connects people with nature while offering modern comfort and functionality." And a merit award to the Ponce Paradise Framework Plan by Wynn Stanley Architects. Ponce Paris is a concept in self-sufficient, sustainable, and resilient mixed-use development. The main goal for this project is integrating social, economic, and environmental best practices into a single, livable, vibrant, accessible, equitable, and resilient mixed-use development. The project's organized into 4 parts: the town center / University Medical Center, the wellness community, hotel lagoon and recreation, and farm-to-table agriculture and microgrid. The jury thought this master plan is impressive, with a multitude of distinctive settings and urban fabric that showcase emerging lifestyles within a coastal setting. The integration of waterways and other elements provide a fun place to live, work, and play, and this plan builds upon the placemaking principles of the surrounding community. Well done. And one more before we take a short break with the other awards from Park and Planning. A merit award to the Lincoln Street residents by L Studio. This project focuses on reuse, adapting and expanding the structure of a late 1930s brick Cape Cod with an eye towards scale and proportion. Recognizing that the original house had been built with quality materials that contained both embodied energy and plenty of life left in them, informed every decision from the outset. The jury called this a nice, simple renovation. The insertion, new windows, and the resultant spaces are bold and well-crafted. It looks very livable and durable for a family. They said, well done. So, Paul, we'll pass it back to you, and you'll see me again soon.
All right, thank you very much. Really beautiful work, and very happy to see our jury chair in the group. But great work. For the next segment, we're going to turn things over for a moment to Duncan Lyons, who's the design director and principal of Gensler Architects. Duncan was the lead designer of our wonderful Wheaton headquarters. This was the first LEED Platinum government office building in the state of Maryland. So it's quite an honor, and Duncan, I'll let you go.
Thanks, Paul. Guess we're just kind of the interlude here, but Just wanted to say a few words about this building. It was a kind of a wonderful project to be involved in throughout. We worked, it was really a kind of a public-private partnership between Stonebridge Caras and Montgomery County Montgomery County DDOT, and of course MNC PPC, who are the owners of the building and have made it their home. And it's, you know, what I wanted to say really is that this building is more than just an office building. It's, we always refer to it as the Wheaton Town Center. And the goal of this project was to do more than just house the government agencies that were moving in here. It was really to provide urban revitalization to this part of Wheaton, and to really sort of spur development and activity around the site. And so the building extends out into the plaza where we had the wonderful reception before today's event, and even across Reedy Drive, which can be closed for activities such as Taste of Wheaton and outdoor performances. But what I really wanted to focus on was some of the sustainable design features of the building. You know, I would say that any architect worth a damn is going to think about these issues with every project that they take on right now. It's really kind of the most important issue of our day. And many times we go to our clients and we say, you know, it'd be really great if we could do this or do that. This project was different because in working with Montgomery County, we did all of those things. And they came back and said, why don't we do more? Why don't we take this building further? Can we be net zero? Can we really decarbonize our operations in Montgomery County? And so, you know, we pushed them and they pushed us to really take it further. So the building that we're in today has 10,000 square feet of photovoltaic panels on 2 different roofs within the building. It has over 17 miles of geothermal wells that are underneath the lowest level of the parking that use the natural coolness of the earth to cool the building during the summer and also to help warm it in the winter. I would say, you know, we didn't get to net zero quite, but the building gets close through the use of the geothermal systems, the photovoltaic systems, the other systems within the building which are conserving energy and water. And it really gives the county the opportunity to, with power purchase agreements and offsets, to really decarbonize their operation and you know, really set an example. And really that was the purpose of this project, was to set an example for all of the developers, all of the contractors that come to this building to get building permits. It was really to say, let's make this building a living lab that actually demonstrates all of the things that we can do to make a building that is environmentally friendly and that you know, really makes an impact. And it was important to stress that from the very front door. So as we walked in the lobby, we saw the beautiful living wall. You know, as stewards of the environment, Park and Planning wanted to really have that be front and center for everyone coming to the building, to really kind of bring that home. And then even as you get further in the building, I mean, the building has an offset core. It has great access to light and views. We have a you know, sun shading and a high-performance rain screen facade that form the balance of the facade of the building. And really, the concept for the lobby was to make it feel like a space that was really bringing nature into the building, using the natural wood ceilings, the living wall, the other materials that comprise the space, the beautiful stone staircase. It was really to bring nature inside and to really proclaim the work that Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission are doing, and to try to represent that in the form of the building. There's the green wall where we have had our pictures taken and gathered today. We really are very proud of the project. We hope that the mosquito problem has been taken care of. And there's a lot of other sustainable features that I could list for the building. There's a gray water system, which is used for flushing toilets and reclaiming water. There's some wonderful site design features that incorporate bioretention around the site. But really, to me, what's most important is that it's a great sustainable design story, but it's also a great community story that is really about building community, supporting the community in Wheaton, and creating a place for events such as the one that we've all enjoyed tonight. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Duncan. And by the way, this building won a Design Excellence Award 2 years ago, so we're very proud of it. We truly love the building, and we are proud to use it as a shining example of the possibilities of green, mixed-use architecture within the county. We're kind of happy to walk the walk when we review county developments. We're now ready to announce the winners of the 2 top Montgomery County Design Excellence Awards for 2023. To present the first award for Design Excellence for Exceptional Housing, please welcome County Council Member Kate Stewart.
Thank you, Paul. I'm glad to be here tonight, and I have to say, after sitting here, which is actually my first Design Excellence event, and I'm definitely will make it an annual, I promise, because what I see from tonight is that we have many winners, but the overall winners really, it is Montgomery County and our planning department. So I just, again, want to give a huge round of applause to our planning department here, because it is just amazing to see these wonderful projects. So I'm honored to present the 2023 Design Excellence Award for Exceptional Housing to ArtSpace in Silver Spring. The architect for this project is BKV Group, and the developer is ArtSpace Projects, Inc. The partners in the project include JDC Construction, Everymind, and the Department of Housing and Community Affairs. The ArtSpace Silver Spring Arts Campus was redeveloped into artist studios attached to 68 affordable rental units and 11 affordable for-sale townhouses. The campus, which weaves itself beautifully into the adjacent neighborhood, is anchored around 11,000 square feet of commercial space that was the 3rd District Police Station until 10 years ago. All the housing units in the building are designed for artists and affordable. The designers worked with the neighborhood to bring the building's new personality to life using clean and bright colors mixed with metal materials. The townhouse design idea was to provide a transition between the apartment building and the traditional single-family residential neighborhood to the east. And I just want to say, living 5 minutes from this project, it is truly amazing how well it fits into the neighborhood, and just want to say congratulations again for this project.
So when you have to give 2 top awards, it's really hard. It's a lot of pressure on the jury to sift through a body of amazing work that was submitted. But when you come to a project such as this for housing, this really rose to the top pretty quickly. It was creative, it was imaginative, taking a very much of an adaptive reuse of the old police station and working with ArtSpace and blending the new and the old together was a tremendous execution. The townhouses that you saw a few minutes ago, taking a typology of townhouses and pushing the envelope on that was just exciting to see. That really captured us when we were looking at it, not only with the colors and the volumes, but just the transition to the adjacent neighborhood and how it had a front entrance, it had a front lawn, but it stood on its own. And this was on the east side of a project that then had the multifamily going around it. And these are for sale, affordable, which is a tremendous contribution. Not too many of those. It's nice to see a very modern project, as we called it. It's unapologetic in its modern interpretation. And we were struck by the fact that this is 100% affordable. And they really pushed the envelope on this development, and we really felt it was deserving of the top award. So congratulations.
Thank you. So to present our final award, which is the 2023 Montgomery County Design Excellence Award, please welcome to the stand Councilmember Will Jawando.
Thanks for sticking around, those who are still here. Appreciate, and you guys run a great program. We're going to need to import you to the county council to help us move our meetings along. Thank you, Artie and Tanya, and good to see everybody. This is a really exciting award, and it's really great to be here celebrating great architecture. Who went to Catholic University? Where's that winner? Are you still here? How many of you? All of you that went? I went to Catholic University, and I always used to hang out with the architecture students because I knew they were really smart people. So we have a great program there. I'm honored to present the 2023 Design Excellence Award to the Wilson and the Elm. You can come on up if you're here. The architects are Shalom Barnes Associates Architects, and the developer is Carr Properties for the Wilson Office Tower and Insight Properties for the Elm Residential. The Wilson and the Elm are a set of multi-use developments between two defining districts of downtown Bethesda, the high-density Wisconsin quarter and the lower-scale retail center of Bethesda Row in the adjacent Future Park. The Wilson is a 23-story office tower, as you see there, and the Elm consists of two residential towers with 456 units. The complex also includes shared parking, retail, a public ground-level plaza, and major underground public transportation infrastructure with connections to the Capitol Crescent Trail, which is highly used, the future Purple Line station from my lips to God's ears on the Purple Line, and the existing Metro Red Line. The project capitalized on these with multimodal transportation opportunities to create a mixed-use destination that improves the way people navigate the city and offers surprising connections to nature. Thank you for all your work and congratulations on winning the top honor at the 2023 Design Excellence Award.
So we'll switch positions this time because there's so many of them. This particular project, when you come to the top award in this category, was very difficult, but this really did stand out. This is quite a project, as you can see from the photographs. The complexity of the two towers, how they were connected, how they sculpted, you saw from the diagrams was very compelling. And this was actually very well presented in your package, so we could really understand the design intent and the approach. The scaling of the towers, we felt, and the distance between them and the circulation of the views was extremely well done. And it's a very high-density project, as you can see, and still it maintains, because of its form and its playful nature between the two volumes, a very light and airy composition. There was including biophilia, and as you noticed in some of the balconies of how they were carved out and added, it's large enough to dine on. These aren't small little, small little balconies. A tremendously complex development linking multiple uses, different transit possibilities, the Crescent Trail, a public plaza, future public park together on a very steep slope was really amazingly executed. Also, the public realm of the streets and the open space are really well handled on this project, the entrances, et cetera. And there was a flexibility in some of the uses in the first floors that could be transformed garages to other uses later on, which was very inventive. So this is a project that we felt really rose to the top. We had a lot of great ones, but this one really, really stood out amongst the others. So congratulations.
Great. All right, thank you to all the council members for presenting tonight. We really appreciate your support and you being here. And thank you again to all of this year's Montgomery County Design Excellence winners and participants. So once again, I'd like to bring up Scott Knutson and Daniel Brooks to present the final set of the AIA Potomac Valley Awards for 2023.
We're getting there, guys. There's less of you than well, the good people stayed, the people that get the top-notch stuff. So now we'll continue with a couple of more merit awards. The next one is McInturf Architects for his, hers, and theirs. A retirement gift between a husband and wife, which I think is a very nice idea, that gave each other what they wanted. For her, it was a slight addition that opened the house to the yard, allowing outdoor entertaining. And for him, it was 2 studios for painting and woodworking that provided room for passions that had outgrown the house. I can imagine what it was like before. But for both of them, they wanted a garden in between that had been designed by the landscape architects who organized the site and the additions with the additions in mind even before they hired the architect, and the architect then framed the garden. The jury said this design is very well articulated and presented. Attention to the existing site conditions and sustainable green strategies goes above and beyond, and there's a distinct language of each structure that adds to the beauty of this project. They work together and complement each other. So great. Thanks, Mark. And Mark, I've been told to have you go get your photo downstairs, but, so. Merit Award to St. Elizabeth Shelter, Winsick and Associates. On a mission to empower the futures of those experiencing homelessness in the district, Michael, come on up. The St. Elizabeth Shelter design and construction team transformed the shelter to ensure a safe, dignified, and supportive place for people to get back on their feet. This novel shelter instills a sense of worth, positively impacts lives, and sets a new standard of care for those experiencing homelessness, all while providing superior flexibility and opportunity for growth. The jury commended the level of community engagement and the use of local artists as collaborators in the design process, which provided real community buy-in and credibility, not to mention meaningful social equity. The project, serving as a beacon of hope, carries through in both literal and figurative ways. The highlighted stair towers, sensitivity to user populations, and careful placement of key programmatic elements all bolster this central idea. So thank you. Congratulations. Merit Award to Ocean Sundial by Donald Lococo Architects. This oceanfront getaway employs a sawtooth form, capturing ocean views and dawn's first light while addressing the DNREC's slope requirements. From that initial glimmer, light floods the top floor and is keyholed deep into the home down a central stairway. Peeking under the home's raised first floor, fins and dune fencing are viewed together with similar materials. The dune fencing animates the interior and manages solar heat gain on its facade. This project was one of the jury's favorite residential projects. The privacy screens provide an interactive element that allows animation with sunlight on its interiors and a colorful contrast when an artificial light comes on. This light and the sober use of materials, screening elements, and frames provides a serene space for enjoying the views of the ocean. So, congratulations. Now we move on to the honor awards, which recognize projects with overall distinctive character and outstanding quality. First honor award is to Pivoting by Mode 4 Architecture. The architect was tasked with designing an addition to one of the most recognizable modern residential projects in the DC metro area, designed by another renowned local architect. The addition includes a carport and garage, a moss garden, the conversion of an existing garage into a new dining room, and a separate lower-level artist studio and spa. The garden is the nexus between the original house, the dining room, and the carport. And the program was a reaction to the pandemic, addressing the client's need for exterior social gathering space. The jury called this a masterful blend of architecture and landscape architecture. It's like it was always there. Amazing what a small addition can do to redefine and elevate the space and place. And an honor award goes to the Performing Arts Center at Garrett College by DLR Group. This flexible performance, education, and event venue fulfills a decades-long vision of the community to build a performing arts facility in the Garrett County area. Providing a gateway to the campus, the Performing Arts Center transforms an existing gym into a 450-seat proscenium theater, adding a flexible recital hall as well as amenities for patrons, staff, students, and performers. The design links the campus with the community while implementing sustainable design strategies and targeting LEED Silver certification. The jury awarded this project based on the team's long-time effort to bring a cultural facility to the community and for being an adaptive reuse project and for site planning strategies. They felt this project deserved an honor award for its contribution to expand the cultural exposure, provide a place of gathering, consideration of building upon existing facilities, and incorporating sustainable solutions. Thank you. And our final honor award, but not our final award, it goes to the Clerestory House by Colleen Healy Architecture. Daylit and simple in form, this house is a renovation of a 1950s split level. A low-pitch roof was removed and replaced with a full elevation band of clerestory windows. Above the new windows, a new flat roof was added and punctuated by skylights and providing a thick insulation package. This roof swap change allowed for an open plan beneath, while the new windows enhanced the interior's natural lighting, yet maintaining its privacy to the street. The jury felt that this was an exceptional tectonic design that celebrates the phenomenal qualities of place and space, thoughtful use of materials and light, reinforced connectivity and procession throughout with refined detailing and a cohesive, exemplary architectural presence. Good job. So now we go on to the top awards of the night, Golden PV, but Colleen, hang on. Don't go yet, the photographer's on break. This year, our gold award for residential goes to the Clerestory House. While the jury was deliberating about which residential project deserved gold, this was their first thought, and they were in complete consensus. It's amazing what a new hat can do for an old house. So it's brilliant, and congratulations on that. And finally, we come to our PV award, which is the award for the project that best exemplifies the principles of AIA's framework for design excellence, which Jeff Huber was talking about in the video at the start. We at AIA PV established this specific award as a way to honor and encourage our profession to meet that framework, and candidly also to take away some of the stress of every other project having to fully meet it, and that then harnesses the power of design to contribute solutions that address the most significant needs of our time. So I wanted to invite Dr. Aaron Fisher up to join me on stage for this part of the program with Ernst Mayr, our sustainability sponsor, and he will announce the winner of the award.
Same thing. Thanks, Scott. Ernest Mayr is proud to be the sustainability sponsor of the Celebrate Design 2023. As we celebrate design, it's important that we celebrate choices that prioritize sustainability. At Ernest Mayr, we have committed to offering greener, both environmentally and financially, building materials like fiberglass rebar, and publishing all of our environmental product declarations for everything we manufacture. So if you're serious about sustainability or just having to comply with the Maryland's Climate Solutions Now Act, Ernest Mayr is here to be your partner as you build better, build to last, and build sustainably. I'm very pleased to announce that the winner of this year's PV Award is Winsick and Associates Architects and Planners for their St. Elizabeth shelter. The jury was very taken with this project, so I'm going to share some of their comments. They noted that this project tackles very difficult societal ills in a cohesive, well-thought-out way. It is a beautiful transformation that works both functionally and aesthetically. Quoting directly from the jury, "What is not to love about the community and program of this project? The depth and community resilience considerations as well as sustainability are commendable. This was an easy selection for the jury and shows that even architecture that has to do a lot with a little can rise to the occasion. We are honored to bestow the 2023 PV Award to St. Elizabeth Shelter and encourage more of these community infrastructure projects that serve as a critical role in building community. I guess they're taking in the green wall, so they're doing their job. So thank you. I guess I'm going to turn it over. I guess I got a little more here. Once again, congratulations to Winsick and Associates for this terrific project. So when they get back, they'll get that. Out of all the entries, best achieves the goals of AIA's framework for design excellence. And then I'm going to turn it back over to Scott. There he is. He wandered away.
I was on the Winsick hunt, but don't ever leave after you get your photo like they did. Anyway, the Winsick and Associates, as the jury was very taken with the project. I'm sorry if he already read that part, but these are some of their comments. Oh, great, sorry. No problem. So, Bo, let's now close out with the final segment.
Should we present it to them when they get back up?
They've left.
Oh, okay.
So, so who else wants the award?
Good evening, I'm Bo Green. I'm the president of the Potomac Valley Architecture Foundation, PVAF, which is the charitable arm of our chapter. We provide scholarships each year to college students that are enrolled in architecture schools locally. And we do outreach to the community about issues of sustainability and architecture. I hate to mention it, but it's the end of the year. You just have to start thinking about tax-deductible donations. We have a solution for you. You can go to our AIA PV website, and there is a button. You can say to give to PVAF. We also sponsor an annual golf tournament, which is a lot of fun. To quote our esteemed associate Carl Elefante, go Terps. So it's held at the University of Maryland. And Graham Thomas, our current president, did a great job last year. We had good golf, good carts, good cocktails, and a good lunch, and we raised $22,000. So please think about that. The date is May 10th, and we'd like to see you all there. So now, Daniel and I have the pleasure of announcing the most significant awards tonight, which is the annual Napkin Sketch winners. We'd like to thank the sponsors Lee Shoemaker and Grim and Parker. And may I have do we have the envelopes? Do we have the winners? Do we know who it is? Oh, that's second place sketch. Okay. And that is, do we have a name? Carving. Do we have to open it up? They've left. All right. Oh, no. No, I'm sorry.
There's money?
Thanks to our friend Jeff Bezos. So this is a running joke every year. We can't get this away from this guy. Congratulations.
It goes like this. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right.
And the first place winner is, it says SK on the back? Oh, Scott. And one of these pockets, I have a gift certificate.
Obviously, it's fixed.
Here you go.
Well, the trick is this, I was standing next to Mark while he sketched his. But he has I gotta say, the most innovative technique. He did a wine wash, dipping his finger in the wine and getting some red across the napkins for color. It was very nice. Thank you.
Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, there it is, right there. All right. I have the closing remarks. That's the end of our program. Congratulations to all the winners tonight. We've had a great time and hope you have too. On your way out, please enjoy our grab-and-go desserts. which is sponsored by Laterio Thomas. So thanks to them, Graham, who's still probably down taking photos, and now our friends from the county will have the final words of the evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Danielle. So that brings the end to the 2023 Design Excellence Awards and the Celebrate Design 2023. Thank you very much to all the participants. I want to give a special thank you to County Council President Evan Glass, County Vice President Andrew Friedson, and council members Kate Stewart, Will Jawando, and Natalie Fanny Gonzalez for coming tonight and present the awards. Thank you to the AIA Potomac Valley Chapter for your continued support of this combined celebration. It is really meaningful to us, and we really appreciate it. So thank you, everybody. Go grab some sweets, and thank you for coming.